the 2003 to 2008 Infiniti G35 Sedan / Coupe. I'm going to go through the details of the G35 Sedan first, and then I'll talk about the Coupe, because that way you'll be able to make more sense of the changes between the two cars once I cover the sedan first. And don't worry, I'm also going to cover the discrepancy that happened in the 2007 and 2008 model years of the G35 sedan towards the end. But for right now, let's get started. In 2003, the G35 sports sedan was named Motor Trend Car of the Year, and rightfully so. This generation of the G35, it did a lot of things right. So let's talk about that first, then we'll dive into some specs and then talk about some interesting facts that you probably did not know regarding this G35 duo. The car was absolutely loved when it first came out. It's meant to compete with things like the BMW 3 Series, the Audi A4, and the Lexus IS 300 of that time. The G35 sedan is powered by a 3.5-liter V6 engine, putting out 260 horsepower and 260 pounds-feet of torque. This is the VQ engine, of course, and it won an award, the 10 best engines by Ward's Auto World magazine, and this VQ engine has won that award for 9 consecutive years. And it was mated to a 5-speed automatic transmission or a 6-speed close ratio manual transmission. And keep in mind, currently we are talking about the sedan. This engine utilized advanced systems like a noiseless timing chain for silent operation and a structurally reinforced aluminum engine block and an electronically controlled drive-by-wire throttle system. The G35 sat on the FM or front midship platform. The sedan had a weight distribution of 52% in the front and 48% in the rear, which is really rather good. This is a very balanced chassis. And one of the most impressive things, in my opinion, was the wheelbase. The G35 sedan has a wheelbase of 112.2 inches long. That is massive. That is the exact same wheelbase as a 3-row Lexus LX 570 or a Lexus LX 600. That is a massive wheelbase. The overall length of this car is 186.5 inches long total. Once again, it's for the sedan. So this was a rather spacious car for its size. And as the name indicates, it is a front midship platform. So the positioning of the engine, well, it is put in a way to obviously optimize the weight distribution, as you saw, 52/48, and it allows to push the wheels out to the car's corners for better interior space utilization. And also we have a wide front and rear track, which just aids in the G35's overall handling stability. Another thing I like, this car does come with a 20-gallon fuel tank, and it is fitted underneath the rear seats, but it is in front of the rear wheels. Once again, maximizing the rear passenger comfort and cargo capacity. And this vehicle does need to utilize a 20-gallon fuel tank because, let's be honest, even though the VQ engine is great, it's still kind of a gas guzzler. More specs to talk about. With the FM platform design, it is derived from racing technology, and because of that, there is a strong emphasis on aerodynamics, especially the control of the airflow underneath the body. There is extensive use of diffusers and deflectors to help the G35 achieve 0 degrees of front lift, and the overall coefficient of drag for the G35 sedan is 0.27 or 0.26 if you get that rear spoiler. That is really remarkable. To be fair, there's a lot of luxury cars, things like the Lexus LS was also super aerodynamic, but that is a very low and very respectable number, and this is going to help reduce the wind noise and optimize fuel economy. But once again, like I already mentioned, fuel economy not that great with the G35. It got 19 in the city and 24 on the highway at that time, but with spirited driving, you can definitely see those numbers going down for sure. And since we're on the topic of the platform and the chassis and the aerodynamics and all that, the car just looks really good. The G35, whether it was the sedan or the coupe, especially the coupe actually, they are very attractive looking cars, which is another reason why it is so coveted even till this day. It's just a good looking car. It can be had for a great price in the used market. Now granted, rust was certainly an issue with these Nissan Infiniti products, but hey, just do your due diligence, look underneath the vehicle, buy a Southern car if you can. Hopefully the car will last you, and maybe try to get it coated as well after you take delivery of it. But regardless, leave your thoughts below regarding the looks of the G35 Coupe and Sedan. There's a couple more specs that I want to talk about before talking about the interesting facts and then talking about the Coupe. The G35 utilizes a four-wheel independent multi-link suspension, so a very legitimate suspension architecture. The front suspension minimizes the alignment changes through the use of two separate lower links and a long upper link. The rear design separates the shock absorbers and the springs, locating the shock absorber in line with the wheel center to help reduce suspension friction and to reduce the wind-up motion of the axle on acceleration. So I just want to mention that very quickly regarding the suspension. And also the trunk space in the sedan is 14.8 cubic feet, which is very good. That is a massive trunk, especially for a vehicle of this size. And the overall interior space is 98 cubic feet. Okay, those are the basic specs I wanted to talk about. Now let me quickly go through some of the interesting facts, and then I will talk about the changes that happened with the Coupe, because there are very important changes with the Coupe. It's not the same as the sedan. Okay, the first thing, there was attention to the body and the structural stiffness, and that included adoption of a dual bulkhead engine compartment construction that functions as the body stabilizer for damping vibrations. The G35's roof panel and the body side panels are laser welded to enhance body rigidity and to enable the entire body to damp vibrations. The increased stiffness and rigidity improve the driving stability, ride comfort, and reduce noise, vibration, and harshness, or NVH. The G35 Sedan and Coupe mounted the air conditioning unit in the center to increase the front passenger foot space. There was special attention given to the comfort of the seat design. They had to get away from that one seat fits all mentality to a unique front and passenger seat design. The driver's seat utilizes special center mound shape with high damping urethane foam and special spring design to support the driver during sporty driving. The front passenger seat has a flatter shaped lower cushion, and the seat is shaped to provide a relaxed posture even when folding or stretching his or her legs. And an interesting thing that I did not know about is regarding the rear seats. The G35, once again in the sedan, offers a choice of wide bucket shaped seats or a optional rear reclining seats. I had no idea these vehicles came with rear reclining seats. Other features to note: there was an optional DVD-based Infiniti navigation system that included a 6.5-inch retractable screen. Once again, that was optional. And keep in mind, these cars back in 2003, it started at around $30,000 for these G35 sedans slash coupes, just so you know. So it was decent value during 2003, but still, it's a lot of money in 2003. Regarding the audio systems, you got a standard 6-speaker AM/FM cassette with 6-disc CD changer. That was your basic audio system, but you also had the option of getting a 7-speaker Bose premium audio system with 200 watts, also with AM/FM cassette with a 6-disc CD changer, and also with speed-sensitive volume control and steering wheel audio controls, which is definitely a nice feature for the time. Another unique feature of the FM platform is in regards to safety. During the unfortunate case of an accident, there is a mechanism that releases the engine downward rather than straight back towards the passengers in a collision. And in addition to this, the drive shaft is designed to break away under certain collision situations, and the brake pedal construction prevents the rearward movement in a collision. So definitely some intelligent safety designs, especially for 2003. Now regarding trim levels, in 2003 it was available as the base G35 sedan, and then the next level up was G35 Sedan Leather. That is the name of the second trim level. So I'm not sure if the regular base model G35 came with cloth seats. Somebody in the comment section can confirm that. I don't think I've ever seen a G35 with cloth seats before, but it's interesting that they named the second trim level leather. And then finally, the third trim level is the G35 Sport, and this came with the 6-speed manual transmission. This is the vehicle that most people want, but good luck finding one. Most of these cars, unfortunately, are clapped out in the used market. There was a premium package with the Bose audio system, and that also came with the adjustable reclining rear seats, a sunroof, and more features. Then you had the sport-tuned suspension package, and this would add unique 17-inch wheels, once again with the sedan, and high-performance tires and a upgraded suspension, as well as a aero package. Okay, so that was a detailed coverage of the G35 sedan. Now the differences with the coupe will make more sense to you. All right, like I mentioned, the coupe looks amazing. I really like it, and clearly most people do as well. However, one of the things to keep in mind is the weight distribution isn't quite as good with the coupe like it is with the sedan. The weight distribution here is 53% in the front and 47% in the rear. But rest assured, the coupe is still the sportier vehicle, of course. In fact, the 3.5-liter V6 engine gets a different tuning. It produces 280 horsepower versus the 260 that the sedan made, and it also produces 10 pounds-feet of torque more. It produces 270 pounds-feet of torque versus 260 in the sedan. And the G35 Coupe is also available in either a 5-speed automatic or a 6-speed manual transmission. The coupes also had a slightly more aggressive exhaust tuning as well, all from the factory. And you can also get 18-inch wheels with the coupe as well with the sport models. The G35 coupes also had a more aggressive suspension tuning compared to the sedans, and there was an extensive use of aluminum alloy components to reduce unsprung weight with the suspension in both cars, the coupes and the sedans. Another unique fact about the G35 Coupe is the fact that it still utilizes the 112.2-inch long wheelbase. This is pretty fantastic because this means that the G35 Coupe also has amazing stability at higher speeds due to this very long wheelbase. It also makes it a nice, predictable vehicle to drive. But the overall length is about 4 inches shorter. It's 182.2 inches long total versus 186.5 inches for the sedan. The height of the coupe is also approximately 3 inches less than the sedan, and because of the performance-oriented chassis of the G35 Coupe, it's also slightly wider than the sedan as well. So as you can see, this is the reason why I wanted to save the coupe for last, so you can see clearly what the differences are between the two vehicles. Another thing to note about the G35 Coupe Sport models is the 6-speed manual transmission will also come with Brembo brakes. Okay, so that's everything that you need to know regarding the coupe and the sedan. As mentioned before, I will cover the various changes that happened between the model years for both the coupe and the sedan, because the G35 sedan actually got redesigned for the last two model years. But anyway, let's get started. 03 is obviously when these vehicles got introduced, and it's the 2003 information that I was reading out to you. Okay, in 2004, the G35 sedans got a standard heated outside mirrors. We also got heated front seats, and on the leather-equipped 6-speed models, you got a 4-way power passenger seat and a limited slip differential. Other changes include standard tire pressure monitoring system and a revised front console with an additional cup holder on the leather-equipped 6-speed coupes. 2004 also saw the addition of a all-wheel drive sports sedan. In 2005, the G35 sedan got some exterior changes. We saw a new hood, new grille, new bumpers, new side sills. The taillights and the wheels also got a slight refresh as well. The sedans also make the same amount of power as the coupes now, so it now produces 280 horsepower and 270 pounds-feet of torque, and this is with the automatic transmission. Also for 2005, sedans and coupes that are equipped with the manual transmission get more horsepower than the automatic variants. These manual transmission coupes and sedans now produce 298 horsepower, but they lose 10 pounds-feet of torque compared to its automatic counterparts. Something to note there regarding the 05 manual transmission models. Also, if you got a G35 Sport Sedan, you also got the addition of 18-inch wheels now for the Sport Sedan. And all the G35s in 2005 got redesigned instrument panels and a redesigned console area with either aluminum or wood trim. Also in 2005, the manual transmissions have been revised and retweaked to offer you lower shifting effort. The sport versions of the Coupe get even firmer suspension, and they also come with a limited slip differential in 2005. You also get 19-inch forged alloy wheels for the Sport Coupes in 2005. However, they took away the Brembo brakes for whatever reason. So some very interesting changes. Hopefully you kept up with all that. For 2006, most of the changes happened with the Coupe. The sports packages of the G35 Coupe, which was, standard with the manual transmission model anyway, well, it got some retweaks. We now have here a unique front fascia, unique side sills, and a optional new rear spoiler. Infiniti has also added a new active rear steer system for the sports model. We also have here a quicker steering rack for the 2006 G35 Sports. Also regarding the Coupe in 2006, it received standard HID headlights, and they also gave you Bluetooth connectivity for all the G35s. Now 2007 is interesting because they actually redesigned the G35 into what most people know as the G37. So the Coupe remained unchanged, but the sedan now looks like a G37 essentially. And with that, the sedan has a stiffer body structure. We also have revised chassis tuning and a more powerful V6 engine. The G35 sedan of 2007 with this redesigned body now has a 306 horsepower VQ engine. And me personally, I really like the way that this design looks. I've always liked it. Once again, regardless of the stigma, I think it's a really good looking design for the G37 Coupes and the sedans. I get that we're talking about the G35 here, but this design for 2007 is what the G37 adopts as well. And finally, in 2008, it was the last model year of the G35 nameplate. No new changes occurred in 2008 for the Infiniti G35. In fact, they stopped making the G35 Coupe in 2008, and they have now transitioned over into the G37 Coupe for 2008. But for 2008, the sedan remains as the G35 nameplate. So something to note there. This is everything that you need to know about the G35 generation that lasted from 2003 to 2008, at least for the sedan. Hopefully you learned something. Let us know if you're an owner of this car. Let us know how it's held up for you. Are you having any rust issues? Do you still enjoy driving this car? It's certainly a great package, came with a ton of great features. It was just a nicer version of just buying like a Nissan 350, right? Especially with all that extra luxury features, the leather seats, the more comfortable interior. It was just a better daily driver, and especially in the used market, a little bit more of a nicer purchase, at least in my opinion, than just flat out getting a 350Z. Although that was still a cool car, that was still a good looking car. I just really like the G35 sedans and the coupes. But if you're a 350 fan, that's also cool. Let us know all your ownership thoughts below. I will have the next video regarding the Infiniti M sedan on the end screen here. So check it out, and I will see you there.